Hello everyone, welcome to Past Preserver. Today we just picked up another project. This here's a 1950 John Deere Model MT. And this one actually runs. That's pretty weird, isn't it? Normally I get things that don't run, don't drive. Well, there's a caveat. It doesn't run perfect. This here is a 2-cylinder upright engine. She's about 100 cubic inches. And she's only running on 1 cylinder, so we're gonna have to tear in and figure out why it like runs on 1 cylinder and then the second one will pick up sometimes. So I hope maybe just bad condenser, bad plug, you know, something simple like that. But she runs, she drives. The loader on here, I do believe, is a Series 40. It'd be used for like scooping manure. It's real narrow, so you can get it into stalls and pick up hay, and looks like it was last used somewhat. There's a bunch of rock in that. We're gonna dump this out. It is a trip bucket. You have one lever here that releases a big latch, and it'll just drop, and you have to reset it by setting the bucket down and clicking it back into place. And these are one-way cylinders. You just have an in and an out. You have nothing up here like we do on this Yamar. This here can put upward pressure and downward pressure. That there just is in and out, so it uses the weight of the boom to bring itself back down. So we'll fire this up, get it out in the sunlight, pressure wash it off, see what's going on with this engine not running 100%. It definitely needs pressure washed off. Honestly, across the board, the rubber is in really good shape, which is great because these tires are a little pricey and can be kind of hard to find. But we'll get it out here real quick and have a look at it. I think we're low on gas. Well, on that incline, I think we ran out of gas. Whoopsie. Well, shoot. Well, let's see if that was enough. Oh no. Oh, the battery's dead. Well, that's not good. After some time with the charger, let's see what we get. A little bit of charge and some gas later, she fired right up. Look at how much that's settled down. We need to go through these cylinders. They need new seals. They're just dripping away. But now we can have a look at how bad it is. It's a little, something's crushed it right there. She's kind of down and in. I have to see about pulling that up, fix this wire. The grill's not in the best shape. Down low's a little beat up. I see why you put a nice big guard on there to protect it. So that's a good thing. Looking at taking this loader off, there's 4 pins. There's 2 on each side up here. two on each side back here, and your hydraulic cable should just be able to put some blocks underneath it. And it looks like you take this pin out and it'll rest on this little lip, and should just be able to block it up and back the tractor out from underneath it, which is what we're going to do. It is a John Deere loader. You can kind of see the script that said John Deere here. Like I say, I believe it's a Series 40. The only information I found on the Series 40 was really, they had a 40 tractor, which was basically this, but just newer and a little bit more horsepower. And there's a little garden tractor loader. So, I don't know, let me know. There's not a whole lot of information on this loader specifically. But we are going to keep it on here. We're going to do it up because you don't see a whole lot of these with a loader on them. Just something kind of different. But all the controls, your trip bucket and your up and down for the hydraulics, that's all part of the loader. They're all attached to it. So that's pretty nice, almost quick attach. We do have the touch-o-matic controls. That's a little fancy option where you could have an inner and an outer. That's a nice feature. It gives you an inner and an outer control for two different sets. You have an outer, which is more for like a 3-point. John Deere had their own proprietary thing that kind of went over and clicked into here, and you could have a plow or whatnot behind it. And then the other one's for your cultivator. There's a rod that would like come down here, and you could have your cultivators attached, and one controlled one arm and one controlled the two. One controlled one arm and one controlled the two. Poor seat's seen better days. That's not the right one for it, and she's a little sad. We'll see about getting a new one. We do have the belt pulley attachment, which is pretty nice. I need to get a pulley for it, but you know, it's there. We'll find one. And then we have a PTO. So this had all the bells and whistles put on it. I do like how these wheels, you can loosen them up and slide them in and out. All the way, you could have it way in here or way out there. And as you see, it is about as far out as it can go, mostly because of the loader. You don't want to pick something up and flip over. In that amount of time we've bottomed out, we're hitting the ground again. Yeah, she's not a happy. Oh, look at all the fluid we lost. Maybe I should have put that down and saved the fluid. Well, we're gonna fire it up here, hopefully. Yeah, it came with this funnel. This guy apparently was using that funnel on this tractor. It stayed with it all the time because it was losing so much fluid. We've got a little tail light. We're gonna see about getting that going. I'd like to get some headlights for it too, just because I like headlights on a tractor. Getting on and off this thing's not too bad compared to some. You get up here and, well, normally there'd be a fender here and a fender there, so it's cheating a little bit not having the fenders on it, but bring your leg up. And not a bad little platform. Everything feels good on this. We've got your serial numbers here. You've got all your light controls here and your ignition, amp gauge, water gauge. Your oil pressure gauge is down there. Your throttle. This is up and down for your lift. This is to control the trip bucket. We're gonna take it over to, boy, see if I can get over by that dirt pile and throw it in there, add to it. Now our last two are choke, and this pulls out on the starter. So let's go ahead and flip it on, give her a little choke, pull out. Just trying not to hit my tripod over there. I can't. This thing steers kind of heavy with that giant loader on the front. Seems a little heavy. doing nothing. That's why I think it should be positive ground. Now we'll go ahead and shut her down. Well, the sun's not wanting to work with me right this minute, so we'll see about starting on the other side, huh? Yeah, that's a little bit better. We're going to get the pressure washer fired up and go ahead and clean her. See what we got to work with. I think I'm going to spray a little degreaser on it too before we start. Well, we got some purple power. Not a whole lot, but let's try and get what we can soaking. Oh yeah, this is going to clean up kind of nice, isn't it? Beasley and Habit, Verdon, Illinois. Phone number 2 something. Well, I got some Dawn dish soap mixed up. They always use it on ducks that are greasy. Let's see how it does on a greasy deer. Between the Dawn and a little bit of scraping, we'll see how we do now. Well, she looks a little bit better. We're definitely gonna have to tear all the paint off. She's missing a lot here and there, but if this is original paint, which I'm guessing it is, judging by just the way the decals are and everything, it probably, and as old as that phone, and then it looks like 3 digits from the 50s, yeah, that's probably about right. We did uncover something here, tent something, I don't know what that says. Any deer guys? I'll probably post this as a short and see if any deer guys can help me identify this loader for sure. I'm not sure what that would have said, but yeah, John Deere scripting's kind of gone on this side. We'll get some new stickers for it, give it a full cleanup, repaint. That's the worst thing though. All this grease, all that thick stuff that was down in there we got out. It's just gonna be a pain to clean, that's for sure. But not a bad start. We know we got good bones to work with. Just a little bit of tin. Needs just needs a little tin to straighten it up, and a lot of scrubbing. It's gonna take a lot of degreaser. So I think the next thing we're gonna do is figure out how we're gonna take this loader off. Everything got really wet. Let's see if she'll fire up. I don't like how wet it got. Yeah, she's not real happy about that. Yeah, I don't know why I expected that to start. So after doing a little research, I learned that this is supposed to be a positive ground. That's why our charging system's not working, I bet. I've got the battery on the charger for a minute. Now, if you were normally charging it, you would put red on positive, black on negative. But in order for this to run, you really, or to charge, I should say, it will start and run, but everything's backwards and you want positive ground. Otherwise, it won't charge correctly. All right, we charged the battery up some. I've got it positive ground now. We'll give her a little choke. See what happens. Too much choke, maybe. I'm smelling gas. I think our points might be a little wet. We'll say this loader makes it a bit more of a pain to work on. Yeah. Got 2 cylinders. Yeah, it's a normal 4-cylinder cap, but it's only got two holes in it. Oops, that's lost forever. Yeah, we got some moisture up under here. And our points look a little hazy. Let's see about cleaning those real quick and find that rotor. There it is. Well, we got a little bit of emery cloth. We'll just get down in here and kind of clean that up. I don't know how people do this. A little bit of dirt corrosion on there, not too bad though. See if we got the spark now. Oh, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we have electricity here. Seems kind of weak. Well, contact. Nothing. Well, I closed up the points a little bit, and I also took the spark plug wire out that goes to the coil, and now it sounds like we got some harder hitting spark going on. Don't know why it sounds like we're grounding up here though. Or is it jumping up there? It might be jumping up there. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, let's see what happens now. There she goes. He's just running on 1 cylinder there. Wrong one. We want up. put it in. Going into third, we'll give her a little gas and see if she takes off. You don't see how much she wants to. Yeah, she's just chugging along on one. Take those forks off before I park this thing. We gotta get up to the shed where I can get the impactor on it. Yeah, she ain't gonna make that. Well, the GoPro battery died after that. My dad stopped by as well, and he was like, well, why don't you just take the bucket off? I was originally going to take these forks off, but then you got to take all these bolts off and all those bolts off, and you can get this whole piece off of here. And he's like, just take the whole bucket off and flip it upside down so it's out of the way and no one can run into it. It's like, all right, cool. So 4 pins later, you got 2 on this side and 2 on that side. Just kind of drop it down, shimmy it forward. She'll come off there all right. Started taking the tin off, and there's a clamp that holds this muffler on. This, I did get this off. I think I messed with it earlier. It's just very tight on there. There's a clamp down low. So you got to kind of, well, normally you could just pull the hood off straight up over the muffler and everything, it'll clear, but I've got these hoses just resting on here, so I need to get up underneath there and pull that off, or take these hoses off and make a big mess. Decisions. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I'm going to make a little mess regardless. So I got to reroute this whole hydraulic line situation. I should just be able to unhook it from here, unhook this, and ship this line back into here so it's back into a closed circuit from the pump to the back, and it's not going through the loader anymore. That's what I'm hoping for. If not, I'm just gonna have to, well, can't really just plug it off because it still needs to have a return line, because all this goes up to the pump. We'll figure something out here real quick. Also gonna have to get some blocks, build up underneath so we can just back out and this thing can stay up where I can hopefully work on it in the future. See about taking those cylinders off, rebuilding them, or putting new seals in it. Get this loader to a point where it won't leak anymore. Previous owner had a bunch of sealant and tape and everything on here to try, and he must have had little leaks. So far it's not leaking too bad out of there, but you know, who knows how old those lines are. I would bet they're older than these Yamar lines, and look at how these are holding up. Well, that was a bit of a pain. Those were on there really tight. They're all 1-inch fittings, and how he had it done, it was looped out of this going into there that looped around to all the loader controls, and then it back fed into this section. So I was able to just cut out the entire loader, take this line and attach it straight back onto the lift mechanism, and we've totally deleted the hydraulics for the loader. Now I've still got this big set of hoses going across the front here, and I need to see about getting that muffler off, which means I need to take the hood off. But in order to get the hood off, I got to get the muffler off, and the only way to get the muffler off is to undo the bracket. So I got to pick that hood up the best I can and try and get that bracket off so I can get the muffler off, so I can get the, oh my goodness. Or I just make a mess and take the lines off, take the hood off, and I just what I feel like Deere just decided, well, let's just toss this thing on here. We need to make a loader for this little tractor. Don't worry about how you do it. Surely there's some way they could have routed it through the battery box and had it, I don't know, because that kind of has to move. But if it was down low, it wouldn't make such a difference how far it had to move. They could have done something different there. Well, it's kind of a pain, but up under there is where I need to take those bolts out so I can remove the muffler. Well, that came off fairly quick. We got the pins out, got this all set up on blocks, and ended up having my dad just hold up on this hose, and we were able to back the tractor out. It came out fairly easy. Had to watch this. It almost hooked and fell off, and had to pull it over a little bit, but not too bad. Here's the tractor itself. Getting ready to bring her in the shed. I gotta fix that muffler on that Falcon yet, and then we'll be bringing this in, and hopefully in the next video we'll be starting in on tearing this thing down and stripping it. This video, my GoPro died on me, and then it obviously got super dark. They need to do something about this daylight savings time stuff. Golly, I work nights. I'm normally not up at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, but it got dark so quick. It's like, this is awful. You just get off work and you come home for a normal job, and then you're it's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do outside? It's so dark. Anyway, leave a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Have yourselves a great day.